Our pets often become beloved members of our families. However, it still happens that animals are left on the street without any shelter or food. Fortunately, there are people all over the world trying to remedy this. They run shelters and try to help as many animals as possible. Such shelters are in constant need of help, whether that be monetary donations, supplies, or even simply sharing information. These shelters understand they can't help every single animal in trouble, but they know the importance of making a difference in the lives of those they can help. Sometimes people think that unless they can donate a large sum of money, then there's no point. But in truth, anything helps, even a kind word to give shelter workers encouragement. This story is about such a good deed by a small but kind boy named Jack Spechart. His family lived near Charleston, South Carolina, and at the time he was only 4 years old. They always fostered at least 3 dogs in their home at a time. Since childhood, Jax knew what it meant to help those who needed it. He loved all his pets very much and got along well with all of them. Jax's mom, Ellis, spent much of her time caring for homeless animals and passed this trait on to her son. Together, they often visited shelters and donated supplies as well as their time. On one of these trips, Jax met a dog who immediately stole his attention. It was a pit bull. He had always been fond of pit bulls, and he was excited to finally meet one. Her name was Penelope, but Jax decided to come up with a new name and called her Spot for the characteristic spots on her head. The boy started begging his mother to let him take the dog home, but she hushed him as she was speaking with the shelter workers. Bored, Jack started walking around the shelter waiting for his mother to finish. What a surprise it was for Jax to come across another pit bull puppy named Tank. He began to imagine how life would be with these 2 dogs to take care of and love. He would play with them, feed them, walk them, and take care of them. When his mother approached him, Jax gathered the courage and determination to convince her to allow them to take both Spot and Tank home. He was sure they had enough room for 2 more dogs and he would look after them himself. However, to his surprise, his mother refused. She tried to explain that they could not take in dogs of this breed. Jax's dad was a Marine and they lived on the military base where it was illegal to own pit bulls. Yet she did have a solution. You see, in order to adopt a dog from the shelter, the future owners need to pay to get them spayed or neutered and vaccinated. Many people can't afford to do so, and therefore they can't adopt the animal even if they really wanted to and could give them a good home. In these cases, guardian angels come to the aid of the animals and pay for the basic expenses in order to get the pets ready to go to a new home. Jax's mom told him that even if he could not take home these 2 dogs, he could still help them by becoming their guardian angel. He could pay for all the necessary vaccinations and procedures so that it would be easier for them to get adopted. Jax noticeably perked up. He went up to Tank's enclosure and whispered, "Don't worry, Tank. Unfortunately, I can't take you home, no matter how much I want to, but I will become your guardian angel. I will do my best for you to find a loving home as soon as possible." Then he whispered the same thing to Penelope. On their way home, Jax's mom said there were other ways he could help the animals. He could tell as many people as possible about Tank and Penelope so that they would have more chances to find an owner faster, because the more people know about the shelter, the more chances a potential family will learn about them. Upon arriving home, Jax took out his piggy bank and asked his mom to help him get money out of it. He carefully counted all of his savings, but it was not enough to even help 1 dog. His mother, seeing how upset he was, agreed to lend him the money so that he could help Tank and Penelope. The very next day, Jax and his mother went back to the shelter, and the 4-year-old boy proudly gave the money to the shelter workers, indicating that he wanted to be the guardian angel for the 2 pit bulls. The shelter staff were so impressed by Jax's act that they even made a short video about it. They posted it on their social media, and it soon went viral. Others were inspired to think about how they could help their local shelter animals. Some donated food and blankets, others became foster families, and most importantly, Tank and Penelope found new homes. This is how one small act of a little kind-hearted boy launched a chain reaction of helping shelter animals. Who knows, maybe this video will also go viral and cause many more people to think about how they can help. Write your opinion in the comments what you think about this little boy's action. And if you enjoyed the story, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as click on the bell icon so as not to miss our new stories.